Alrighty folks, welcome back. It's Anasos. Time for some more Blood and Bones. We're on 115, the potentially final 1.1 version on Minecraft 164. We're going to start out a bunch of different stuff here at the base today to go through. Going to start out up here on the top. You see I've made quite a bit more of this fertilized dirt, which makes the plants grow much faster. And it looks kind of like a mess, but trust me, there's a method to my madness here. I started out just trying to make tons of fertilized dirt, which I did pretty well on, and then I realized, man, that stuff is expensive, and to fill this entire thing out is going to take a lot more than I need actually, because each section is only planting one magical crop seed. So I don't need this whole, I think it's like a 3x3 or 3x4 section. I don't need this whole 3x3 section to plant. I just need one piece of it. Looks like it's by 4 because that's in this section. So honestly, what I was doing is just putting down one fertilized dirt, having the rest as regular dirt. All you got to do is, for instance, this corner, remove any dirt that you can't make fertilized dirt, change to fertilized dirt. So the only place it can plant is on the fertilized dirt. There is no regular dirt. Remember this dye crop? It was planting here, and then it was planting here, and then I moved the fertilized dirt from there to there, and then the very next time it turned around and planted it back here. So it's just random depending on where the planter is, because it's just going to go down the rows and say, can I plant, can I plant, can I plant, can I plant? And if it happens to get one of the pieces of dirt, it'll just plant it there. If it happens to get the fertilized dirt, it'll plant it there. So anyway, it's just random if you do it that way. But if you ensure that there is no dirt in the section that you're planting, then you know it's going to get on fertilized dirt. And you can do that with just one piece of fertilized dirt per side. Two other options. One is take the upgrade out, but I wanted to leave it in because I do want to use this for tree farming still. And the other option I thought was, well, take all the filters out, let it plant anything anywhere, or let it plant anything in one corner. But again, I actually do need to have it plant some trees for me, because this is still my power. Okay, so right there I just switched the filter so it'll plant oak trees here, but it didn't start in the corner, it started in the middle because it was already scanning through, and it was probably on this row and then came back to that row and said, oh, okay, now I can plant these. So that's the kind of thing I was running into. At any rate, I'm going to let that plant up for a little bit. I've been running through a bit of power with that auto anvil, which, by the way, works out fine now that I've upgraded everything to hardened energy conduits. Let's just look up conduit for a second. The basic leadstone ones take angmalin, and then the hardened ones are the exact same thing, but they take mithril. The other thing to note, though, is if you take a look at hardened and you think, hey, there's no upgrade path, well, there is. You get out of shaped crafting, go into shapeless crafting, and you can take 4 of your leadstone plus 1 mithril and upgrade that to hardened. So that's good. How about actually redstone? That's probably... No, that's... Okay, that's just because of the old one. These take... Okay, so these take Hatteroth and a redstone energy frame cell. So that's a lot more higher power stuff that I don't have any particular use for at the moment. Let's see, anything else on this level? Well, I cleaned up the ducts or the conduits and the walls a bit. I had this kind of leadstone on all different sides because I needed the extra power. Don't need that anymore. So this is all hardened now, and down there is leadstone. That's just going to like the pulverizer and stuff, so no big deal there. Oh yeah, next thing. So you can dye the bristles on your witchery broom. And I was trying to come up with a color that would be brighter and easier to find. And I thought bright dandelion yellow, but then I dyed it and it's kind of not dandelion yellow. It's just really muted. I also tried white, which turned out to be like dark gray. And I tried light blue, which wasn't too bad. And I'm going to try cyan. And then if that doesn't work out, well, then we're just, I don't know, we're done. I gotta click on there. Well, that's not bad. That's pretty, that might stand out pretty well. Like I said, when you get off the broom, it's pretty easy to lose that sucker. It's kind of just dark colored and a little bit brownish, grayish, whatever. It really blends in, so hopefully that will be a bit better. What else? Yeah, okay, so this is working fine. Oh, the cinder farm's working out great. I got, what, almost 5 stacks of coal. I'm going to have to just void these, I think, because there's very little to do with them. The only thing you can do with them is make these scepters, but the scepters don't do much damage, and I don't know. It's dropping a lot. It's dropping more than the coal. And a stack and a half of blaze rods, so never going to run out of blaze rods again. And I guess if we just take a quick look, I put a trapdoor there because I got rid of this and I decided I actually kind of liked it, so I put it back in. Almost full down here. So we're almost full of mob essence. These guys obviously are both completely full of coal, and they are not quite keeping up to keep the energy full, but as you can see, there are no cinders to grind right now. So, well, there's one. Okay, so they are keeping up with the cinders. It's just not making like a positive, it's not making more power than it needs, which is cool. So it's a little bit slow when they pop out, but then it does kill them pretty much before they end up dying. Oh, and I totally forgot to say, I did make, you guys probably saw all the extra dye plants up there. I did make, excuse me, earth, air, fire, earth, and water seeds. And I made those because A, they're cheap, and B, you can make a bunch of random stuff out of them. For instance, I'm low on clay, and I was going to just run out and go get a bunch of clay. And I thought to myself, well, I can just make a few seeds, and they just take the weak essences, so it's not a big deal. So now I don't have to worry about clay. I just, anytime I need clay, I go in there and I keep trying to get out here, and I keep remembering other things I wanted to talk about. Anyway, I don't need to go get clay anymore. I can just use the magical crops. So I do need to go back to the dream world, and I need to get a bunch more adamantine, infuscolium, not adamantine, and I'm going to upgrade that hammer. I did want to also mention, yeah, for the first time, guys, I'm going to suggest that you go edit your config file if you're comfortable with that. My dream world was generated with the 1.12 version, and basically there are fairly large veins of both adamantine and infuscolium, infuscolium ore, not the blocks obviously, but the ore. Fairly large veins, like 10-ish I think it is, and they occur between levels 0 and 64, so basically the bottom of the world and sea level, you know. In 1.13, metallurgy was updated to fix, well, it was updated for several reasons, but the config files changed drastically, and one of the things that we've noticed recently that got missed is adamantine and infuscolium now spawn anywhere from 0 to 128, which is all the way up in the sky. Oh, and if it tries to spawn the ore and there's just air, like up there, it won't spawn. So everything from basically, well, I'm at 73 right now, but you know, everything from basically 64 up to 128 has a very small chance of it actually being able to spawn. Oh, and the vein sizes are much smaller, and the chance to spawn is much smaller. So, yeah, it was going to get changed in 1.15. It did not get changed. So if you it's not too tough. If you know what you're doing, just go down in the config / metallurgy 3 and edit the fantasy metals config file and look for infuscolium and adamantine, and you'll probably be able to figure out pretty easily how to make that match, let's say, the Atlas, because the Atlas config is right. So it is what we would expect. I guess it's not right or wrong. At any rate, I do want to upgrade my hammer, so I'm going to melt up some adamantine and some Atlas to make some more Tartarite in the smeltery. And I'm also going to melt up mithril and pulverized, or well, silver, and that's going to make Quicksilver. And I'm going to make the plates out of Quicksilver. Now what is in here? Tartarite, okay, and Infuscolium. I don't think any of this will combine. Let's hope not. If it does, that's fine. I'll just clear it out and fix it up. But the Tartarite hammerhead is going to give me a very high level mining level, and then the Quicksilver plates are going to give a very fast hammer. So the Quicksilver is actually the fastest metal in the game. I need some sugar, so I was going to chop these guys down, and I saw this and I went, what the heck is going on here? And I thought I'd mention it on camera. Yeah, when I planted that tree, I didn't think about this, but crops won't grow if there are blocks, leaves, or other blocks above them. So I basically just stopped this entire area from growing, which is not a big deal because I don't really need like a million sugarcane right now, but something I noticed I need to fix, and I thought I'd mention for you guys to see as well. Alright, so we'll grab this for some sugar out here. And finally, what I'm going to get to, well, it's already nighttime, but that's cool. We're going to be inside. It's just turning night. What are you shooting at already? My gosh. What I'm finally going to get to is some more blood magic. So, you know what? I forgot one more thing inside. I'm trying to get out here. Anyway, the thing I forgot inside is blood magic, and it's the basic thing we got to make. First of all, you can come into my inventory now. Second thing is I want to make potions. So I looked up a bunch about blood magic, and you guys gave me a bunch of good stuff. And you can make spells, you can make potions, you can do rituals, and there's like this whole advanced spell system thing. Well, whatever. I want to start with potions. So to do that, we're going to make the alchemic chemistry set. This is like an upgraded version of the brewing stand. As you can see, it takes the brewing stand, a bit of magic, and some obsidian. So let's make that guy and grab my weak blood orb back. Let's see, I need something to put this on. I didn't make any like cool blocks. Do we have like a chiseled? That's not lit. I'm just looking. I don't even have any chiseled bricks. Huh. Figured I would have had some chisel brick in here. Anyway, we'll just take this stone road block, whatever. Maybe I'll find a better block to put it on, but I think this guy, and actually I could put this down inside, couldn't I? But whatever. Whoa. Tarantula. He's stuck in the... He's taking damage, but he's trying to jump over the wall. I mean, I'll be fine. It'll be fine. No problem. Every time I hear those tarantulas, I freak out. Alright, so let's throw this alchemical chemistry set down. Oh, yeah. Looks like an upgraded brewing stand. And I have not tested this off camera. I did read a bit about how to use it. So, right-click it, and it's pretty obvious you're going to put a orb in here. So let me put my apprentice orb in, which I did make. It's, again, tier 2 blood altar, emerald, and 5,000 life points. I think really to move forward with this, we need to make a mob farm that kind of drops mobs up here. And then instead of using this sacrificial knife, I need to use the... Actually, let's get blood magic back up here. I need to use the dagger of sacrifice. So if you use that dagger to kill mobs while they're near the altar, and I don't know if it's like one block or, you know, a larger range, then that will fill the altar, and it won't hurt you, of course. It'll suck it away from whatever you're killing. And hostile mobs are worth more than passive mobs. But you could make like a cow farm and just bring all your cows over here and kill them above the altar and get blood that way. That's one option. At any rate, I've been still using the self-sacrifice, or, you know, sacrificial knife, and I did upgrade these runes. You can upgrade the 4, well, for tier 2 it's just 4. You can't do the corners, you can only do the middle pieces. So for tier 2 there's only 4. For tier 3 it's out here, and there's a bunch more you can add to it. So I'll get to that. I haven't done that yet. But I went ahead and did this. Each one of these gives an extra 20. So instead of 200 per prick of my finger, so to speak, I get 280 now. So that was, I guess, worth it. I don't know. Mob farm's probably a better idea. Okay, so I brought a few things out. Let's get started on making a potion. I totally know how to do this, and I'm totally not going to mess it all up. Probably. Alright, so one thing is, it's not... Well, there you go. It is called potion. Potion flask. You know, I swear I looked up potion. Oh, there it is way over there in the corner. That's probably what it was. I was going to say, I swear I tried to look that up before and I didn't see anything that looked interesting as far as a potion. But, yes, it's a potion flask. And blood magic, please. Thank you. This is for resetting it. I read that. So this, basically, if you make this and put some effects on it, you can then reset it and get it back down to no effects by doing that. What we want to do is take a glass bottle, put it in a tier 2 blood altar, and have a 2,000 life points, and that should give us a flask. So I should have one of these guys here, and I already filled up the altar a bunch. Let me prick my finger for a second here while it's going, and we'll just give it a little more juice. And in a minute, or a few seconds here, we should get a potion flask out of this guy. I heard you can also find these in dungeons, but I've never found one. Never seen one of these before, so I did not know to look for this. One thing I wish Blood Magic had was some kind of book, in-game book, that kind of guided you through this. Before Blood and Bones and all this, I did Thaumcraft, like beginning to end 3 times in different versions, and I thought Thaumcraft is an amazing mod. So I loved all the in-game information and stuff they had. Anyway, long story short, I don't know, whatever the heck I was saying. Okay, so we're going to want some of these things. Okay, so basically we're going to want to put our flask in, and then we're going to want to give it some sort of an effect. And I have heard that there are flying potions. So feathers seem like they should make things fly. But to make this happen, we have to give it a binding agent. Now, I can do the standard binding agent or a catalyst. One of the two. I forget which one. Anyway, there's a weak binding agent here. And sorry for you guys that know Blood Altar and are like, hey, this is, 101 stuff. Yeah, it is. I'm definitely new to this, trying to figure it out a little bit, and thanks for all the great comments last time. Looking forward to more. So anyway, I want to make a weak binding agent, and that's going to take these simple catalysts, and that, okay, so we got to do this in here first. So that takes the sugar, redstone, glowstone, gunpowder, and 200 life points, so not a whole lot of power. Okay, so we're not quite ready for this yet. We need, let's make, I think, 3 of these. I'm going to start out kind of small. And I've got the glowstone. Okay, so that takes sugar and redstone. I don't suppose that's, oh, it does split like that. Okay, and then glowstone and gunpowder. And I suppose there's a recipe for gunpowder too. Oh yeah, creeper essence. Well, I can't do that. Sulfur, yeah, alright. Creeper hearts and, oh, blocks of gunpowder. Okay. Sulfur, niter, or saltpeter. Okay. Well, I don't know that we've gotten any sulfur or niter or saltpeter, so any rate, okay, that looks like it worked. We've got 3 simple catalysts now, and something got over my wall. Yes. Dude, from over there? Did you see those webs all the way back that way? Thanks, tarantulas. You guys are fun. Lots and lots of fun. Anyway, back to the task at hand. What are we doing? We're trying to take our potion flask. We're trying to add a feather to that. And actually, I don't know if it takes binding. Does it just take catalyst? There's something else over there in the tree. Or maybe it's just because the moon's setting. Looks like it needs a binding thingy. Okay, so let's make the binding thingy. And then... Alright, so to make this we need these 2 catalysts, a piece of clay, and then that's going to make a weak binding agent, and 1,000 life points. Okay, so this is not going to be super cheap and easy to make good stuff. Okay, here we go. Now we got particle effects. No progress UI on here, which is interesting, but oh, hey, that's kind of cool. The output kind of floats on the top there. That's neat. Alright, so I got a weak binding agent. I could have used the standard one, but I want to start with the weak one, just because the standards are harder to make. If you look at this, it's going to take the one we just made, plus something, yeah, another alchemy thing and some other alchemy thing. Alright, so again, feather and binding agent? Oh, there it goes. It's doing it. It's doing something. I hope it's doing what I want it to do. Leech. Leech? What is leech? Okay, folks, so we're back, and yeah, the leech effect, turns out that's not even from blood magic. It's from lycanite mobs, and there's a conflict between lycanite and blood magic that's causing the problem. It was not intended. It's some of the potion effects are overriding other potion effects. So I messed around with it for a while, and I do believe I have it configured properly now. So let's try this. I'm going to go with the, I got rid of that broken one and we're going to make a new one. So just kind of backed up here a little bit to an earlier save point. Okay, so feather, weak binding agent, and potion flask, which is exactly what I did before, should become a potion of flight. Yes, there we go. Potion flask has flight, 1 minute, 8 of 8 uses left, or swigs left. Perfect. Okay, now the other thing I'm going to do is we can make this, why am I not on blood magic? Let's go back to blood magic. We can use the red ones here, these power catalysts, to make the potions more powerful, obviously. So for instance, if this was, let's say, a healing potion, this would turn it to healing 2, this would make it healing 3, and then the big guy here would make it healing 4. Or regeneration, or whatever. It also works on flight, but I tried it when I was debugging some stuff, and I don't think flight 4 is any better or faster or whatever than flight 1, so I don't think that's of any use. But what we do want to do is use these lengthening catalysts, because this one's going to give us a little bit more time, of course, and then as we go up it's going to be better and better. Right now it's only good for 1 minute, so flying for 1 minute is not super useful. I have one of these already, and I think I'm going to use that. I found, again, I tested, and you can put like a little one on it and then later put a big one on it, and it just overwrites it. Be careful though, because if you put the big one on it and then later try to add another one, it also overwrites it. So it's not like they don't add to each other. It just takes whatever the last one you added was. So this guy, I already have one, but they're not too tough to make. I do need to make, one of those simple catalysts for it. Catalyst? Yeah, catalyst. To get to the next level, though, we need 2 of these plus a standard binding agent, which of course takes other stuff, Crystallos and Sanctus, and the weak binding agent I already made. And then to get to the next level, you need 2 of these, so that doubles all the stuff we just did. Plus, we need to make Aqualysis. What is this? Aquasalis. That makes more sense. More catalyst. So it's going to take quite a bit of stuff, but I think what I'm going to do is just put that little guy on here just to kind of demonstrate, and maybe I'll work on upgrading it more off camera after this, but just want to get to that. So we're going to add this guy. And the way it works is basically the flask that you want to upgrade, or what you want to upgrade it with. In this case, we're going to make it last longer, and then these can have multiple effects on them. So I could have like a flight and speed potion, or instant health and regen potion, and I think you can add even like 3, 4, 5 different effects. The problem is the more effects you add and the more powerful effects you have, there's a chance that these will end up failing, and then the potion blows up and you lose it. But anyway, we're just going to do a real basic, let's upgrade this from a 1-minute potion to a little bit longer. Let's see what we get out of this. And there we go. So flight for 2 minutes 40 seconds. And let me just tell you what I did to make this work. So like I said, there is a conflict with the Lycanite mobs mod. And just to test it, I just removed the Lycanite mobs mod completely, and then it works. And then I looked around a bit more, and I don't see an obvious, simple way to fix Lycanite, which seems to kind of insert itself right in the middle of the potion effect ranges. But in Blood Magic, you can easily edit a config, here comes another one, and change the IDs so that this no longer conflicts. So if you're in a single player world, you can easily do this and just do it on your own. If you're on a server, I think the server admin can do it, and then it won't matter what your client says when you connect, or what the server, all the different clients that are connecting. So I think only the server admin would have to change this, but I haven't fully tested and verified that. At any rate, if you go into the config awayofTime.config, Way of Time is the guy that writes the Blood Magic mod, and go down to the bottom, there are, I think, 10 potion effects, and they are currently 100 through 110. I guess that's 10, maybe that's 11, whatever. Unfortunately, the Lycanite mod seems to insert some of its potion effects right in the middle of that, like 103 to 108 or something. So we need to get those changed, and what I did is I moved them down by 10. So instead of 100 to 110, I moved them down to 89 to 99. Actually, I started at 99 and went down from there in the config file. But I'll post just a little bit on how you might change that if you wanted. One of the reasons I'm changing these is because there's probably not going to be a 116. There's probably not going to be any more updates to the Minecraft 164 versions of the mod pack. Everybody's trying to get moving on to 110, and in vanilla 1.7.10, and in vanilla 1.8 is already out. So yeah. Another thing I confirmed when I was doing testing earlier, what is that last one? Is it the bucket? I'm trying to figure out what this last one weight is. I don't know what I have on me that weighs 1. Is it I don't know. Anyway, what I was trying to say is, another thing I confirmed is that something I have weighs 1. I have no idea what it is. But the slowness, or the slowdown you have from extra weight, does work when you're flying with these potions. So you're going to want to get your weight down pretty low before you take potion. Alright, before the sun goes down, let's just try this. I'm not going to, this is kind of a waste. We're just going to demonstrate here basically real quick. We should get flight for 2 minutes 40 seconds. Yay! And basically, just like creative, we can just double tap space, and there we go. Up and away. See the Trent. Go over here, check out the tower. So it's not super fast. I'm thinking if I add speed to this, that might be kind of cool. I haven't tried that yet, but I expect it should work. Oh, and that's an old tower, by the way. Oh yeah, and look at how slow going backwards is. Just like when you're walking on the ground, going backwards is super slow versus, moving forward. Can you run? Oh, I think you can run. It's kind of almost like, so here's just walking forward, so to speak, and here's double tap. Looks the same. Anyway, so flight. Yay, another type of flight. We like this. This is cool. I'm going to see about getting a longer duration on it by making that greater lengthening catalyst. It's hard to say. And the other thing I wanted to mention is you can refill these if you make a it's crazy. You guys are going to be amazed by this. A filling agent. So there we go. Water, netherwort, redstone, glowstone in a in our what is it? I don't know. Let's just do this. Yeah, the chemistry set. So we can make a weak filling agent, oh, and the catalyst, of course. So we can make a weak filling agent that'll fill up a little bit of the potion. It may not be one exact use, depending on how powerful this potion is. And then, of course, we can upgrade it to standard, and, well, that doesn't look too bad. Just add whatever this is. Oh, oh, that takes obsidian. 2 obsidian, in fact. That's not great. And then we can make it an enhanced one by adding... we already looked at that. How about magicalis? That's not bad. Honestly, out of all that, the obsidian is probably the most annoying. Well, and gunpowder, we don't have a steady supply of that. At any rate, we have a new form of flight. It's pretty cool. I like it. We're gonna use that definitely. I don't know. Maybe we use the witchery broom like for a long haul thing, and then maybe if we need to do something more controlled, not fly into lava and things in the nether, maybe we'll do this. I could also make it flight and fire resist, I bet. I think I'll try the speed one first. Oh yeah, and let's do this. If I fly up here, when this wears off, there's no slow fall. You just fall straight down and normal speed. So watch that. When it wears off, you're not going to just, fall nice and gently to the ground. You're going to go crunch. Okay, last thing I did want to just show, I did get the Quicksilver melted up, 16 of them. It's perfect because I need 2 plates at 8 each. And the Tartarite, I've got 10. It's just 2 extra. So I will make the pieces to upgrade this, but I was thinking about it. It's already at 50% to the next level. And if I upgrade this thing to Tartarite, it is going to take forever to upgrade and get another modifier. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and just do a little bit more digging with it at copper level, and then I will upgrade after that once I get one more modifier here. So, okay, yeah, here's my large plate, and here's my hammerhead. Alright, well, you guys have all seen this before, so I'll go ahead and do that off camera. Yeah, crazy episode. 2 different config changes. I have very much tried not to mess with the configs or make any changes to the base mod pack until now, but yeah, I think there's 2 that you might want to consider. If you're in single player, of course, you can do that directly, and if you're playing on servers, then you may have to see if your admin will make the change for you or not. But I think that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll catch you next time.